Hello everyone, so for today's video, we will review the game of Grandmaster Wesley So against Christopher Yoo held at round 2 at US Championship 2024. So in round 1, we see that all games are drawn. So here in round 2, he faced Christopher Yoo. So if you notice, Grandmaster Wesley So has 2757 rated here, and Christopher Yoo is 2585, and Wesley has the white pieces. So we will think that Wesley So will take advantage of this advantage and convert this advantage into win. So let's see what's happened at this game. Okay, Wesley played C4. Wesley opted to play the C4 or the English opening here, and Christopher Yoo played the Knight of 6, Wesley G3, E5, then Bishop G2, Bishop C5, D3, D5. Okay, then Wesley played Pawn takes D5, Knight takes D5, and Knight C3, Knight takes C3, and then Wesley pawn takes the Knight. Okay, so Christopher Yoo castled here, and Wesley played the Knight F3, preparing here for castle. Okay, and also development of his Knight, and Christopher Yoo played E4. So that's a very interesting move, because he is sacrificing this pawn. If you notice, this is a sacrifice pawn, and Wesley take this pawn. She takes pawn takes E4, and Christopher Yoo played queen takes D1 or queen takes win here, and of course Wesley recaptured this queen. So what Christopher Yoo goal here is to disturb this king, so Wesley cannot castle and have a massive attack here, something right here and something right this move. So that is the idea of Christopher Yoo with regards to this pawn sacrifice. But Wesley accepted it, and he Christopher Yoo played the Knight C6, and Wesley Bishop F4, developing his bishop. Christopher Yoo played F6 here. Okay, so the idea is maybe he is avoiding the knight jump here, something like this jump. So Wesley played H4 here. So he is doing attack here on the king side. Okay, so Christopher Yoo answered Bishop D7, developing his bishop, and Wesley playing E3. The idea is maybe the king is going here, and the rook will develop on D1, and maybe a king will then go into F1, and for something like an artificial castle. Okay, so that's maybe the idea of E3 here. Okay, so and then Wesley played or Christopher Yoo played Bishop B6. Why is played Yoo is played the Bishop B6? He is defending this pawn, because this is attacking with the bishop. So but here that's not the best move. The best move here is rook to D1. Why? So let's see what happened if Christopher Yoo played the best move, rook to Z1. What happened if Wesley will capture this pawn? If Wesley capture this pawn, and then that's a pawn sacrifice. Christopher Yoo has a great move here, which is a bishop h3 check here. So checking the king, and Wesley will capture this, and Christopher Yoo will capture this, and this is very dangerous for Wesley, because after king e2, Christopher Yoo will capture this, and Wesley will capture this, and Christopher Yoo capture this. So this is very dangerous for Wesley, because if you can see, Wesley here is material down, so that's not very good for side of Wesley. So that's the best move for Christopher Yoo. So he should not bother if Wesley will capture this pawn. Okay, so but instead Christopher Yoo defend this pawn. Okay, he played Bishop B6, and Wesley played the King E2. Okay, so Wesley played the king e2, preparing maybe for the development of his rook, and maybe his king is will be safety in the king in here in a f1 square. And so Christopher Yoo answered bishop g4. Okay, pinning the knight here, so pressuring the knight. And Wesley has a very nice move here, bishop h3. Bishop h3, trying to trade his bishop against Christopher Yoo, and Christopher Yoo captured the bishop, trade the bishop, and Wesley recaptured the bishop. And then Christopher Yoo played the rook a8, pressuring this e file because king is here in the center, and Wesley just defend the pawn. So because it is attacking by the rook of Christopher Yoo. So Christopher Yoo tried to move h5. Okay, so maybe he's trying to neutralize the h file because Wesley maybe puts his pawn into h5 here. So then Wesley moved the rook b1. Okay, trying to put pressure here in the open file, semi-open file in the b1, because maybe if Christopher Yoo will try to move his bishop something like here to attack the pawn, his massive attack here in the b file. Okay, so that's why Christopher Yoo played here rook e6. Okay, so and Wesley will just put rook in h1, maybe waiting for Christopher Yoo what will Christopher Yoo will do in his next move. Okay, and also connecting his rook also, that's a very good strategy here in the middle game. So Christopher Yoo played a6 here. Okay, so and Wesley played rook c1. Then Christopher Yoo played knight d8. Maybe he's trying to remaneuver his knight here or something like here. Okay, so and Wesley played pawn to c4. Okay, and then Christopher Yoo played rook c6, and then Wesley played the e5. Okay, he's trying to break the center here, so he can attack the king maybe here. So because he is a massive pawn versus the 3 pawns of here of Christopher Yoo, and Christopher Yoo just played the rook e8, trying to put pressure here in the e file. And then Wesley captured the pawn, and Christopher Yoo recaptures the pawn, and Wesley played the king f3, trying to activate his king and trying to avoid the pressure here in the e file. Okay, so Wesley played, or Christopher Yoo played king f7, and Wesley played the knight e4, trying to activating his knight here in the center because his knight is very active in the center. But Christopher Yoo just played f5, trying to attack the knight, and just Wesley just played his knight back to d2, and then Christopher Yoo played the bishop c5. Okay, so Wesley played the knight b3, trying to attack the bishop, and Christopher Yoo just defend the bishop. Wesley played the rook d1, trying to put pressure here in the d file, and maybe he's planning to move here in the rook in the 7 rank, also to have a massive attack here in the king of Christopher Yoo. But Christopher Yoo played the knight e6, trying to activate his knight and attacking the bishop, and Wesley played the rook d5, trying to activating his rook here in the center. And Christopher Yoo played the king g6, trying to defend the rook here, the pawn here in the f file. And then Wesley played the rook c1. Yoo played a5, and Wesley trying to neutralize the pawn here in the a file. Christopher Yoo played the bishop e7, and then Wesley played the bishop e5, trying to control here the diagonal here and centralize his bishop. And then Yoo played bishop a3, trying to attack the rook of Wesley. Wesley just move it on the c2, and then Christopher Yoo played back to e7. Wesley played back to c1, and then Yoo played back to a3, trying to maybe thinking for a draw, but Wesley not in favor of it. Wesley played rook d7 here to avoid the draw and the repetition. So Christopher Yoo played bishop f6, trying to trade the bishop here, and then Wesley upsided it bishop takes the bishop, and then Yu recaptures the bishop, and then Wesley played the rook d5 here, trying to centralize his rook, and Christopher Yoo played rook e7. Wesley played c5 here, and then Yoo played the rook e8. Wesley played rook c1 here, and then Christopher Yoo here trying to trade the rooks, but Wesley played e4 here. Okay, his threat is something like to capture this pawn, but Christopher Yoo played pawn takes c4, and then king takes e4. Okay, so Wesley has a very nice position here, threatening the pawn here, and trying to check the king, so attacking maybe some f4 move here. So that's a 3 versus 1 pawn, so that's very dangerous for Christopher Yoo. So as Engine also says that here that Wesley saw a clear advantage here on this position. So Christopher Yoo just played our rook b8, and then Wesley captures the pawn. Christopher Yoo rook takes the rook, and then Wesley recaptures the rook, pawn takes the b6, then knight d3. He played knight d3 here. He did not take this pawn, because if he Wesley will first capture the pawn, there's a move here that's something like parking this king and the pawn. So maybe Yoo has something counter attack here. So Wesley did not let that happen. So Wesley played the knight to d3. So Christopher Yoo played here, just played rook c8, and then Wesley played the rook d6, trying to attack the pawn here, and pinning the knight also. So Christopher Yoo played rook to c4 check, trying to counter attack, checking the king and also attacking this pawn. So Wesley played rook e3 or king e3, then Yoo captures the pawn here, and then Wesley here, there's a move knight to f4, trying to attack the knight, and because this is also attacked by the rook, so that's the threat of Wesley So. So Yoo just played here the king f5 here. So his threat is if Wesley will try to capture this, so then Yoo will just capture the knight, and then if Wesley will not to be careful here, so pawn takes, then you will have a capture on the rook this, so that's not good for Wesley. So okay, so you played the king f5, so that's why Wesley just checked the king, and then move king f6, then move again, and then move again the king to f5, trying to for a repetition here, but of course Wesley capture the knight here, because after the rook takes here, Wesley just played the rook takes the pawn. He will not capture this, because if he'll capture, the rook is hanging there, so that's why he the rook takes the bishop b6 here. So you played the rook a4 here, and then Wesley played the king move, king to f3. You check the king here, and then here Wesley, after playing the king g2, Christopher Yoo resigns. Okay, so because of that, Wesley claims the victory here. So why Christopher Yoo resigned? Because this is 3 versus pawn, and it's very hard if Christopher Yoo will, for example, will play the rook here, and so Wesley will play just move here, and then Christopher Yoo, for example, he will try to defend. That's same idea. There's a mate in 3 here, so no other good option for Christopher Yoo. His position is swang, so no other good option for Christopher Yoo. So that's why in this position, Christopher Yoo just resigned. Okay, so that's what happened on here in round 2. So for other players, I think okay, let's see the standing. So the standing after the round number 2 here. Let's see the standing here. Okay, so the standing, Wesley So is 1.5, and Sam Sevian 1.5 is also claimed victory against Ray Robson. So Wesley So 1.5 first place, Sam Sevian 1.5, Leinier Dominguez 1, and others is also 1. And in the bottom is Ray Robson and Christopher Yoo, who suffer defeat against his dear opponents. Okay, so that's what happened in the game of Grandmaster Wesley So here. A very nice game. He convert his advantage of rating and the white pieces advantage against Christopher Yoo. So that's a very good game for Wesley. Okay, so that's it. That's our post-game analysis. I hope you enjoyed the analysis and you learned something. And okay, thank you. If you don't subscribe yet, so subscribe here in our channel so you will be notified to new videos. Okay, so thank you for your watching.